Hey everybody, how's it going today? And welcome back to another episode. And in today's episode with the second stimulus check and second stimulus package update, I want to talk a little bit today more about the amount of money that's currently being proposed in the second stimulus check and second stimulus package, but also about what exactly is going on with Congress, the White House, between the Republicans and the Democrats right now, and then also to maybe touch up a little bit about the unemployment situation because the unemployment rates recently just came out earlier today, and then maybe to finally finish it off about my own personal thoughts about what exactly is going on and maybe about the amount of money that I think really should be in the second stimulus check and second stimulus package. Now, of course, the fast answer is the more amount of money, the better it is. I think that's really fair to say. Smash the like button if you agree with that, and also because it does help out the channel, and consider subscribing for future videos about this and other finance topics. So I'm just going to start the video right away and let's get rolling. So as most of you guys have probably known from my last episode, or really just from the news, is that the great news is that the Republicans have officially come out with their own proposal known as the HEALS Act. Now, of course, great news is a very subjective term. You know, I know some people that are actually very happy about it, and there's reason to be. I mean, this means that we are making progress, but there's also a lot of people right now that feel very betrayed in the country because they feel that we literally got one of the smallest amounts of money we probably could have gotten in the second stimulus check and second stimulus package that's being proposed. But there's also another thing where a lot of people have very different financial needs, and for some people who come from a very high cost of living area, it can be very difficult. And I'm speaking as someone from New York City, so I literally am from one of the places that has probably not just the highest cost of living in the country, but in fact the entire world all put together. But in a lot of ways, I still consider this as really great news. And just hear me out a little bit about this is that because first off, it does mean that we are making progress. And it also does mean that if you can put things in a little bit more perspective, we went from a time not that long ago to literally even just like a week, or basically all of the past like 1 week and before that ago, where there was just so much uncertainty if we'd even get like a penny from the government, and so much that was going on, to at least finally feeling relatively secure that we'll at least have something, and that also the amount of money that we currently have is also a proposal, which is both a good and a bad thing. Of course, it's a bad thing because a lot of us wanted to get pressed. You know, a lot of us wanted to finally get stamped and approved. Smash the like button if you can agree with that, if you haven't done so already. But at the same time, is that the bright silver lining to this is that because it still is a proposal, it also does mean that it's currently being debated, so it can be changed. So you can consider that everything that's being talked about right now really is a baseline. It means that we will at least get that amount or even more than that. But I really think the big idea here is that regardless of what you're going through right now, I think is that no one is alone here. There are probably millions and millions of Americans going through something very similar right now. But at the end of the day, I think regardless of our current viewpoints, the big thing is that we literally are all on the same exact ship. We really are all in this together. And I mean, this entire year so far has really been just a ton of clash after clash and back and forth. I mean, literally, you have the Democrats that are fighting the Republicans. You have Republicans that are fighting each other. And even outside of politics, you know, you literally have like the Black Lives Movement protesters fighting like the government and law enforcement. You have the unemployed people in conflict with like the essential workers who are, you know, trying to fight for hazardous pay. But the biggest thing I think I really want to speak about here is that basically every single side, regardless of what it is, we are all going through our own kind of pain and struggles in some kind of way, except maybe Mitch McConnell. I mean, I just really don't like him as a person. Smash the like button if you can agree with that part, or comment down if you don't, which is totally okay too. But the big idea, I think, is that we're all going through some kind of conflict in our own exact way, and I think we have to really recognize as every single person, we are on the same ship, and we are all in this together, and that no one is alone, and there are millions of people feeling very similar. And I think until compromise can be met, that's when we'll truly start to see progress really happen. So what is really going on right now with Congress and the White House is that there's currently just a lot of conflict right now still on what exactly they want. I know that the Democrats, no doubt about it, want it to be the entire full $600 boost. The Republicans are a little bit more clash. There are some Republicans that still don't believe in the second stimulus check slash second stimulus package. I think most people though, there's a reason why they put together the proposal, otherwise known as the HEALS Act, which most people already know about, believe in at least trying to give something. So they're trying to propose like the $200 and then the 70% boost. And then there are some people, and interestingly, believe it or not, even Trump actually supports a second stimulus check and second stimulus package. And he actually, I'm pretty sure, wants it to be even more than the current $1,200 that's being offered and the current $200 for unemployed. Now, I'll also say that another huge thing I think is that also every single person seems to have their own agenda, because there's also a lot of people I feel that are trying to push for it, but maybe not necessarily for the right reasons. Because, for example, like Trump really wants to be able to help the people, but I personally feel that he maybe just wants to do this because he wants to increase his chances of getting reelected. I think all he cares about is just the presidential election, so he's maybe trying to use this to gain voters. Maybe smash the like button if you guys are currently on the same page or feel similar. Maybe comment down your own thoughts about this. But basically, that's really what the situation is going on right now. It's that there's just been a little bit of a struggle to be able to come with compromise. Now, in terms of the unemployment situation right now, we recently just received a report that I believe about 1.4 million people just filed for unemployment this last recent week that just went by, and that the curve originally when the unemployment rate was going up, and I believe starting maybe about mid-May, it started to kind of come down again. We are now seeing a U-turn. We are actually starting to go back up all over again. So now even more people are trying to join the entire community of people unemployed. I believe the total count is, I believe about 50 something million people are currently estimated to be unemployed, but I'll try to link a source to be for sure. And then I believe about 30 something million people are actually collecting job benefits or slash unemployment insurance benefits right now at this current time. So there's a lot of people that are currently being involved. Now, in terms of my personal sentiments with it, I still consider this as really great news, but I do also consider it as maybe more of like great news, but with more greater news to be desired. So it's like it's great news, but maybe there's even more news to be desired. And I really say this because I think is that, again, going back, is that in really relative perspective, we are making progress. We at least can feel relatively secure compared to if you think back to where we were a week ago, that there will at least hopefully be something. And we finally have some word from the Senate Republicans. While not everything is going to its highest level, we're at least pushing towards the right direction. Now, there is still a lot of divide that's been going on. My personal opinion is that I've already did a little bit of research, and I think I remember reading is that being able to extend it to $600 did not really incentivize, as what a lot of the Republicans are currently believing right now, that it's preventing people to go back to work. But the reality is that there is a lot of businesses and small businesses and companies and industries that have to actually close right now, regardless of whether or not this is going to happen. And I mentioned in some of my previous videos, which maybe I'll link in some kind of end screen right now if you watch all the way through, but it's that I think is that there's more damage that's going to be done long term if they don't raise up the rate. I personally feel that $200 is a pretty okay starting ground in retrospect, but I still believe that there needs to be more to be desired. I personally think, again, everyone would love to have as much money as possible. Smash the like button if you agree with that. The fast answer, I think, is if I could do it, I think we should do $2,000 a month for the regular stimulus, and I think we should maybe I would love to do $600, but maybe if there is some kind of compromise, I think maybe $400 to $500 is a pretty good middle ground. Let's say $400. So really, to kind of sum up this video, I think is that the ideal amount of money would be $2,000 per month and $400 at least per week to all the unemployed individuals. And as we've already shown is that it actually would benefit the economy even more, because if they don't give it, I remember they said something like it actually increased people's want to kind of spend money. So if they start to drop it down, no one is going to want to spend their money. Everyone is going to hoard cash. And with everyone not spending money, it means that even more businesses are already going to, which already is a very high number, even more businesses are going to start to even go under now, and it's going to make things even rougher for November. So for the sake of every single person, I hope they realize that. But the good news is that the Democrats relatively have our back. I know Nancy is pushing for $600, Schumer is pushing for $600, most of us want $600, most of us want at least $1,200, and then a lot of essential and hazard workers want to increase and have some kind of hazard pay going on. But maybe comment down what your thoughts are currently down below. Hopefully this gave you guys some insight, hoping for the best. We've already just literally managed to survive another month of this crazy year so far. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay well, smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already for future videos like this, and thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys next time.